Let me guess. You're still just lazing around at home in your pajamas like you do every single day, aren't you? You know what I've been thinking lately? You really do have it quite easy, don't you? Just sitting here day after day without a care in the world. Here I am at 55, still waking up at dawn every morning to work as a janitor at the elementary school. Even at my age, I'm doing honest work to support myself. These days, both husband and wife need to be working real jobs to make ends meet. Kevin works so hard managing that supermarket to keep food on our table. So please enlighten me, because I'm genuinely curious. Why do you absolutely refuse to get a real job like everyone else?
Patricia, I apologize for any misunderstanding, but as I've explained many times before, I do have a real job. We've had this exact conversation at least a dozen times now.
Are you really going to try that same ridiculous lie again? Every time I confront you about this, you make up the same story. We live in the same house, and I never see you leaving for work like normal people do. How can you possibly claim to have a job when you're always cooped up inside?
I've explained this situation to you multiple times. I have a legitimate job that I can do from home using my computer and internet connection. I manage administrative tasks and handle online operations for several companies. In today's world, many people have full-time jobs they can do entirely from home. I'm able to earn a very good living without having to commute to an office.
That doesn't even sound like a real thing. What nonsense are you talking about? Do you honestly think I'm so old and senile that you can fool me with these made up stories from your science fiction novels?
Science fiction? This isn't made up at all. I have a legitimate remote job, I promise. If you don't believe me, just ask Kevin. He's seen my work and can verify everything I'm telling you.
So now you're trying to use my son to back up your lies? You think you can just throw Kevin's name around whenever I catch you in your deceptions? You've got some nerve. And even if job like that did actually exist, a woman like you from your background could never handle something so technical.
Excuse me? What exactly are you implying? Whether I can do my job has nothing to do with being a woman or where I'm from. That kind of thinking is completely outdated. Children today use computers from elementary school onward. I've been using computers since I was young, just like most people my age. Gender has absolutely nothing to do with technical ability.
I can't believe you actually think that means anything. Everyone can use computers these days. You're not special just because you can type and use the internet. Whatever you're doing on that laptop all day can't be any kind of real work. You're probably just browsing social media and pretending to be busy.
What exactly do you mean by that? Your assumptions about my work are completely unfair.
I mean, you've forgotten your roots completely. You're nothing but a country girl from nowhere, trying to act sophisticated. Do you really expect me to believe all your stories about growing up with computers in that backwater town of yours? How gullible do you think I am?
Yes, I grew up in a rural area, and I'm not ashamed of that fact. My hometown might be small, but having internet and computers isn't some rare luxury anymore. The whole point of the internet is that it can be accessed from anywhere with a connection. Location doesn't matter anymore in today's digital world. I think your understanding of modern technology and work is very outdated.
How dare you? Of course, location matters. Just because you learn to send emails and use a keyboard doesn't make you some kind of technical expert.
That's not what I'm trying to say at all. If you would just listen to me for a moment. I apologize if I haven't been clear enough about what I actually do for work.
I wish you would stop with all this nonsense. I'm always telling you that you need to be honest, not just with me, but with yourself. It's sad watching you believe your own lies.
All right, I understand. I'm sorry for any confusion I might have caused, Patricia.
Good. I'm glad you're finally coming to your senses. Now get out of this house right now and find yourself a real job. I barely make enough at my job at the school, so the least you could do is find some real work to help support Kevin. Even a small contribution would help. So get out there and work.
But I've already explained that I have a full-time job. If I took on additional part-time work on top of my current position, I wouldn't have any time for anything else. Besides, I'm already contributing significantly to our household expenses.
Oh, you mean with your imaginary computer job? Whatever you contribute must be pennies compared to what Kevin and I bring in. Don't get uppity with me about your make-believe earnings. Why don't you find a real job? You could be a cashier at Kevin's supermarket for all I care. Just get a real job. Whatever you're doing on that laptop must be so simple that any child could do it.
That's not at all what I meant when I talked about growing up with computers. I was trying to explain that technology has been a part of my whole life, not that it makes me superior in any way. But I can see this conversation isn't going anywhere. Fine, I understand. I'll start looking for another job like you want.
Finally, it's about time you started listening to reason instead of arguing with me about your imaginary computer job. I've had quite enough of your disrespectful attitude, young lady. You need to learn some proper manners and respect for your elders. In fact, as punishment for your behavior today, you can skip dinner tonight and think about your actions.
Excuse me? I'm a grown woman with my own income, not some disobedient teenager you can just send to bed without dinner, Patricia. This is completely inappropriate.
There's that defiant attitude again. You can just drink water and reflect on how disrespectfully you've treated me today. I'm only trying to help you become a better person, and this is how you repay me? Besides, you could definitely stand to lose quite a few pounds anyway. All this sitting around at home pretending to work has made you quite plump. Missing some meals would actually do you good. And don't think I won't take away your dinner privileges anytime you show me attitude. You'll either learn to respect me and do as I say, or you'll go to bed hungry. Do you understand me clearly now?
Okay. I'm very sorry for upsetting you, Patricia. It won't happen again.
That's much better. Now you're starting to understand your place in this household. I'm heading off to my real job at the elementary school now, where I do honest work for honest pay. Why don't you make yourself useful while you're lounging around at home and get some actual housework done? The bathrooms could use a good scrubbing.
I understand about the housework. But I have a question. If I do get a part-time job outside the house like you want, will you help share some of the household chores? Since I'll have less time at home then.
Excuse me? Are you seriously talking back to me again? Have you forgotten your place as a wife already? The housework is entirely your responsibility. That's what being a proper wife means. Did you honestly think I moved in with you and Kevin to become your household maid? The very idea is ridiculous.
Yeah, I should have known you'd respond exactly like that. Some things never change. Hi, Patricia. I need to ask you something important. Do you know where Kevin is? I haven't seen him since early this morning, and he's not responding to any of my calls or messages. I'm starting to get worried since we usually at least text during the day.
Oh, well, of course I'm with Kevin right now. We're spending quality mother-son time together. What's it to you? Why are you always trying to keep tabs on us? What do you want?
Oh, I see. Well, at least now I know he's safe and where he is. I was just wondering about lunch. Are you two planning to eat at home today? I can prepare something if you're coming back.
Oh, right. No, neither of us will be eating at home today. In fact, we're already out having a lovely lunch together. Kevin is treating me to a nice meal like a good son should.
I see. Well, it would have been nice if someone had mentioned these plans to me. I've been waiting around wondering what was happening.
That's right, I deliberately didn't tell you about our plans. But since you're so desperate to know, we're dining at Morton's Steakhouse. You know, that elegant place downtown that you used to like so much.
Oh, I really wish you had told me you were going there. That's always been one of my favorite places.
Well, I specifically didn't tell you because I didn't want you here ruining our mother-son bonding time. It's really just that simple, Sarah. Just stay home and find something useful to do around the house until we get back. Maybe clean out the garage like I've been asking.
Of course, I understand. But you know Morton's is one of my absolute favorite restaurants. I would have really loved to join you both. You know how much I enjoy their prime rib and that chocolate cake they're famous for.
You're so transparent with your hints and guilt trips, you know that? But I don't think you should be going to that restaurant anymore anyway. It's really not the right place for someone like you these days.
The restaurant isn't right for me? What exactly are you trying to say by that, Patricia?
I mean, it's far too upscale for someone in your position. After all, you still haven't found a proper job outside the home like I told you to. And this is one of the most expensive restaurants in town, with a certain class of clientele. If someone like you who doesn't work showed up at a place like this, it would make everyone uncomfortable. They can spot freeloaders and gold diggers immediately. The staff would wonder what a housewife with no income is doing in such an establishment. You'd be better off at McDonald's or maybe Applebee's, somewhere more appropriate for your social standing.
Patricia, that's going way too far. Your comments are getting incredibly hurtful.
What's that? Are you actually trying to complain about something right now? Go ahead, I'm listening. I'd love to hear how you try to justify your entitled attitude.
No, Patricia, I'm not trying to complain. Just forget I said anything at all.
Honestly, young people these days have no concept of knowing their proper place in society. Back in my day, people understood their social standing and stayed in their lane. We went to establishments that matched our status and income level. We didn't try to pretend we were something we're not. You need to learn your place in society before trying to invite yourself to fine dining establishments. Haven't you ever heard the old saying, if you don't work, you don't eat? That's something my generation understood very well.
Yes, I'm familiar with that phrase. I've heard you mention it many times before.
Then you better start taking it to heart and find yourself a proper job with a real paycheck. Until then, don't expect to be included in our nice dining experiences. Just remember that everything I'm doing and saying is for your own good. You should be grateful to have such a caring mother-in-law who's so invested in helping you improve yourself.
Yes, you're right. Thank you for caring so much about my personal development, Patricia.
That's more like it. Now, for dinner tonight, I'm thinking you should prepare that baked fish dish. And it better be perfectly cooked this time. Do you understand me? Kevin and I won't be back until later this evening, so make sure to have everything ready by then. And don't forget the vegetables this time.
Okay, I understand completely. I'll start preparing the fish and everything else right away. Patricia, are you there? I can't reach Kevin again and I'm getting worried. Do you know where he is? Are you two out somewhere together without me again?
Well, aren't you just the clever little detective? That's exactly right. The two of us are spending quality time together again. Mother and son, just as it should be.
I see. I've noticed you two seem to be going out together basically every single weekend now. I barely see my husband anymore on his days off.
Well, of course we are. After all, we're mother and son. That's the most important bond there is. Practically everyone around the neighborhood knows who we are since we get along so wonderfully well. People always comment on what a devoted son Kevin is to me.
Yes, that's certainly true. You two have always seemed to have a very close relationship, especially lately.
Yes, I'm so glad you finally understand that special bond we share. Actually, I didn't bother telling you this before either, but we've gone on a little vacation together. We're enjoying a wonderful skiing trip in Colorado at that luxury resort Kevin always talked about. We won't be back home for another few days. Just enjoying some proper mother-son bonding time.
Wait, what about Kevin's work? How can he suddenly take days off without telling me? He's supposed to be managing the supermarket.
He took special time off work just to take this trip with me. Isn't that just the sweetest thing you've ever heard? I have such a wonderful, devoted son. I'm so glad he's much closer to me than he is to you.
But Kevin has never done anything like that for me in all our years of marriage. Hold on a minute. You two actually went on a vacation together? Without even telling me you were planning this? Without saying a single word before leaving? How could you keep something this big from me until now?
Why would I bother telling a lazy freeloader like you about our wonderful mother-son ski trip? You can just stay home and keep the place clean for when we return. Honestly, when are you finally going to stop with your computer fantasy and get a real job? I still can't believe my precious son ended up married to such a worthless woman.
That's absolutely it. I've completely had it with both of you and your cruel behavior. I've reached my absolute limit. When you two finally decide to come back from your secret little vacation, you're going to find you don't have a home to return to anymore. You can figure out your own living situation.
Excuse me. Just what exactly do you think you're saying? What do you think you're going to do to our house?
Read my message again carefully. You and Kevin won't have a home to come back to. It's really that simple.
You're not making any sense. What are you talking about? Stop speaking in riddles.
I'm saying exactly what you think I'm saying. If you can't understand plain English, that's your problem. I'm canceling the lease on our apartment. You and Kevin will need to find somewhere else to live when you return from your little ski adventure.
You're going to do what? Don't be ridiculous. You couldn't even if you wanted to. The apartment isn't even in your name. Have you completely lost your mind? What kind of nonsense are you spouting?
No, I haven't lost my mind at all. I'm thinking more clearly than I have in years. The lease is in my name. I've been paying the rent all along. In fact, I've been paying all the utilities and household expenses too.
That's completely impossible. Kevin pays for everything. The rent, all the bills, everything. You're lying.
It might look that way on the surface, but that's only because Kevin begged me to let you believe that. He wanted to impress you so badly that he asked me to pretend he was the one supporting us. I went along with it to protect his fragile ego. I even pretended my parents were helping with my share of expenses. I must be the most understanding wife in history to put up with this charade.
What? Is this actually true?
Every single word is true. Kevin was absolutely desperate to keep it secret from you. He practically got down on his knees begging me not to let you know the truth about our financial situation. I only agreed to keep quiet to preserve his dignity. And this is how I get repaid for my kindness.
Now wait just a minute here. If what you're saying is true, Where are you getting all this money from? We're not living in some cheap apartment. This is a luxury complex in the best part of town.
Patricia, how many times have I told you that I have a real, successful career? The only reason I choose to rent is to maintain flexibility in case better opportunities come up. The truth is, I could buy this entire apartment outright in cash if I wanted to.
Hold on. Are you seriously telling me you make that much money just from your supposed computer job?
Yes, that's exactly what I've been trying to tell you all along. Since you're so curious, I earn around $420,000 a year.
What did you just say? $420,000. That's absolutely impossible. You must be lying to me right now.
I'm not lying, Patricia. I'm being completely honest with you for once.
Well, I'm absolutely stunned. But darling, if that's really true, you simply must come join us in Colorado right away. We'll upgrade to the presidential suite, all on your account, of course. Now that we know about your incredible income, you simply have to treat us to some luxury. We can finally be a proper family now that everything's out in the open.
Wow, you changed your tune remarkably quickly. But I knew this would happen. After all, neither you nor Kevin have ever been good with money. That's exactly why I kept my true income hidden from both of you. But it doesn't matter anymore since I'm filing for divorce.
Wait, you're going to divorce Kevin over a little skiing trip?
Maybe you can only see this one incident, but for me, this divorce has been building for years. I've been patient far longer than anyone should have to be.
But, but this is all so sudden. Surely we can work something out?
No, we absolutely cannot. I've tried so hard to love you both and convince myself we were family, but I'm done. I'm done with my cruel, manipulative mother-in-law and done with her spineless son who completely ignores my feelings. I've made my decision about the divorce and it's final. Don't waste your breath trying to change my mind.
But Sarah, please don't be hasty. I swear I'll change completely. I'll never say another unkind word to you. Just please reconsider. I'm so sorry for everything I've ever done to hurt you. I'm begging you to please change your mind. We can start fresh.
It's far too late for apologies now, Patricia. Nothing you say can erase the years of cruelty and emotional abuse you've put me through. Your actions, both of you, have pushed me completely past my breaking point. I have absolutely no interest in reconciling or trying to fix things with either of you ever again.
Oh, come now, dear. This is all just one big misunderstanding. If we could just sit down together and talk things through properly, I'm sure we can work everything out.
No, it's not a misunderstanding and no, we won't be talking anything through. I've told you my decision is final. You can apologize 1,000 more times and it won't change anything. Stop wasting everyone's time with these empty words. I know comprehension isn't your strong suit, but surely even you can understand this is over.
But, please, I'm begging you here. I've apologized so sincerely. That should count for something. Please just reconsider.
I have absolutely no reason to reconsider anything. There's nothing in it for me except more abuse and manipulation. From now on, you two can survive on your own income. It's time for both of you to learn what it really means to support yourselves through actual work.
So that's really how it's going to be? Fine then. I get it completely. Do whatever you want. We don't need your money or your help.
Good. I'm glad you finally understand the situation. I'll proceed exactly as I said. By the way, I've already arranged a storage unit for all your belongings. You'll find everything waiting there when you return from your little vacation. Good luck finding a new place to live.
Sarah, are you there? There's something really important I need to discuss with you. Sarah, are you there? Please respond to my message. It's urgent.
Oh, Patricia, it's certainly been a while, hasn't it? Hard to believe an entire year has passed already. What could be so urgent after all this time?
Well, the thing is, we desperately need help. Please, could you find it in your heart to consider remarrying Kevin?
Excuse me? Is this some kind of sick joke? You want me to remarry Kevin? I would honestly rather jump off a bridge than ever go back to that situation.
Please, Sarah, don't make this harder than it needs to be. You and Kevin had real love once, didn't you? Remember those early days?
That was a lifetime ago, and I have zero interest in revisiting ancient history. I will never ever get back together with Kevin, is that clear enough? And what exactly prompted this ridiculous request out of nowhere?
Well, you see, after the divorce, Kevin started having problems at work. He got into arguments with his manager and ended up physically attacking him during a company happy hour. As you can probably guess, he was fired immediately after that incident.
Wow, all that happened in just 1 year? Actually, now that I think about it, I'm not even surprised. When Kevin and I first got married, his coworkers at the supermarket often mentioned how difficult he was to work with. He always seemed to have some kind of vendetta against management.
Oh, you knew about his workplace issues even back then?
Yes, but I never imagined he'd actually assault someone. Is he a child? What kind of grown man behaves that way?
I know, it's heartbreaking what's happened to my precious son. But since losing his job, he just stays in his room all day, refusing to look for new work. It's a complete nightmare. You know how he is, always doing whatever he wants. But now, with no income, our savings are disappearing fast, and we can barely make ends meet.
That sounds like a terrible situation. But why exactly should I care about any of this?
Sarah, you should care because ever since he learned about your real income, you're all Kevin talks about. He misses you terribly. Please, won't you take pity on us and help him get back on his feet?
What are you talking about? No, absolutely not. I refuse. Besides, aren't you just trying to pawn your unemployed, violent son off on me again?
No, of course not. Please, I'm desperately begging for your help.
Let me be crystal clear, you're getting nothing from me. Divorcing Kevin was the best decision I've ever made. My life has improved immeasurably since removing both of you from it. I have zero intention of ruining my happiness by letting either of you back into my life. No amount of begging will change my mind.
I see. If you won't take him back, I understand. But could you at least spare some money to help us? I know you have more than enough for just yourself.
Are you actually serious right now? No, I'm not giving you any financial support whatsoever. While I have nothing against charitable giving, I won't give a penny to two people I despise.
Please, just a small monthly allowance. Anything at all.
I said no, Patricia. I can think of 1,000 better uses for my money than supporting you two.
Sarah, please. Don't force an old woman to beg like this. Just help us. Please. We're going completely bankrupt. Our savings are almost gone. Without help, we'll end up homeless. Kevin refuses to even look for work. He just goes out spending what little money we have left, and when it runs out, he comes demanding more from me. He's even started threatening me when I say no.
That's truly unfortunate. I've heard that once someone starts being physically abusive, it usually becomes a pattern. But why don't you try using your preferred disciplinary method?
My method? What do you mean by that?
You know, the tactics you used on me. Next time Kevin demands money, Try sending him to bed without dinner as punishment. That should teach him a lesson, right? It seemed to be your favorite parenting technique.
Are you completely insane? Do you have any idea what he might do to me if I tried something like that? The thought terrifies me. I can't even imagine his reaction. Please, I'm truly desperate here. Won't you please help us?
That's really not my problem anymore. Although I have to say, even when you used those tactics on me, it wasn't what finally drove me to divorce. Maybe Kevin would handle it better than you think.
This isn't something to joke about. I'm being completely serious. I'm terrified of my own son.
And I'm telling you that your problems are no longer my concern. Handle it yourself. Besides, weren't you just bragging about being best friends with Kevin? How the whole neighborhood knew about your special mother-son bond. I'm sure you two can work things out. Anyway, I'm quite busy, so I'll be going now.
Wait. Please don't leave. Oh no.
Patricia continued living in fear of Kevin. When she finally ran completely out of money, she was so terrified that she fled in the middle of the night, leaving everything behind. Honestly, it serves her right after the way she treated me during my marriage to Kevin. As for me, I met a wonderful man named David who works in accounting. We connected immediately and started dating. We support each other's ambitions and celebrate each other's successes. We moved into a beautiful apartment together and couldn't be happier. My virtual assistant business continues to thrive, and I've never regretted my decision to divorce Kevin for a single moment. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave us a comment down below. It means a lot to us. See you next time!